I'm a disgruntled Eagles fan, and we're awesome.
Speaking of the Eagles, what a domination. What a domination. This was so
I
much
needed
fun.
this actually. Because if this week happened and the Eagles didn't dominate the Titans, it'd be insufferable. But yeah, I feel like it was a good trade-off between the Colts game and the Titans game. We just both got dominated.
Yes, and both by NFC East teams as well, which is kind of funny as to
Yep.
see. But yeah, this was a really all around really good effort by the Eagles. Only thing that was absolutely terrible and horrendous, and I'm like, come on, this is a veteran offensive line, but the amount of penalties that we gave up, especially on that offensive line, I think there was like 5 false starts that we gave up on that offensive line in the first half alone. And I think it was whoever was announcing was so fucking annoying. I think it was Chris Collinsworthless. I don't know. I do not know, but
For the
whoever,
Eagles game?
yeah, who were the announcers?
No, he doesn't do daytime.
Yeah,
He
that's
does
why I
prime
was
time.
like, that it can't be. Do you
Was it
remember?
Greg Olson?
It may it may
I
have
love Greg
yeah,
Olson. Wait, let me find out. I'll find out. You keep
yeah.
talking.
But whoever was announcing was so fucking annoyed. Not annoyed, but it was like, all right. You killed the joke because whoever it was just beating that joke to the end. It was like, oh, that was like their 500,000th penalty false
It
start.
was Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson. How did I know? That's crazy. It may have been Kevin Burkhardt, but I have a feeling it was Greg Olson that would have
I
done that.
I don't get me wrong. I love Olson to death. He's like one of my favorite players of all time. But good old God, he was beating that joke. He was just beating that to the ground, and it was so fucking annoying. He was like, all right, yeah, we understand. Yes, the Eagles have like a bajillion penalties, especially on that false start, and we got away with one before that last touchdown that we scored, which was kind of funny. But yeah, all around this was a very dominant performance by the Eagles. The defense, they stopped Derrick Henry. I did not think that they would, but Jordan Davis is back, so I think that's a big reason why they did. And I was not expecting Jordan Davis to be back this soon. And if I knew that he would be back for this game, then I would have said that we would only hold him for how many yards that we held him for this game. Let me
Mm-hmm.
look up. I forget what exactly we held Derrick Henry to, but it was definitely
Oh, it was definitely good because I was playing Trey this week and he was a Derrick Henry was a non-factor, which was
yeah.
very good for
He only got 30 rushing yards, which was immaculate because I thought that Derrick Henry would be running all over us.
me.
And yeah, I don't know. We stopped the run, we stopped the pass, we got a shit ton of sacks. We didn't turn the ball over on defense, which I was kind of expecting us to. I was hoping that we would, but we sadly did not. Yeah, I don't know. Like this was a really good feel good game. We put up points and where we needed to, and we pressed on the gas, which is very unlikely of the Eagles this year. We're tending to stop around the second quarter once we're up by a decent margin, but even in the second quarter, we were still trying to get points. We tried a Hail Mary in the second before the second half started. It was like 5 seconds left in the second quarter, and we tried a Hail Mary, which was, even though it didn't end up in any points, and it was just a Devontae Adams or Devontae Smith long reception, it still showed that, you know what, let's run up the scoreboard a little bit. I know that, that's a little bit of unsportsmanlike character of like running up the sport like the scoreboard, but I don't know. It looks good in the scoreboard, and I think it calms some of the haters about the Eagles a little bit because I think one of the biggest flaws or cons about the Eagles is that they weren't scoring enough, especially in the second half. And they're showing the past couple games that yeah, we can score a shit ton in the second half. We just didn't need to due to being up by a shit ton. And even I was saying about throughout this year that that was one of the cons of the Eagles is that they weren't able to score in the second half. But yeah, they just showed that they were able to score. And boy, oh boy, Jalen Hurts is definitely making a case the past couple of games for him to be MVP. I haven't looked at the MVP race because I tend to wait until we get to that section to look at the MVP race. I don't know where Titus has Jalen Hurts, but I think it's in between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts is now. But I think Patrick Mahomes still leads that category just because of how many passing yards he has and just how many stats he has over Jalen Hurts as of now. But if Jalen Hurts continues this trend the next couple of games, I can see Jalen Hurts overtaking Patrick Mahomes just because of the record. And Patrick Mahomes, we will get to this later, but Patrick Mahomes did lose. But I don't know. It's just a rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, I believe, for Jalen Hurts, and almost 400 passing yards. And the passing yards is one of the areas where I was thinking that he needs to improve on, but he was able to get almost 400 passing yards, which is Patrick Mahomes level. He was only 20 yards off. Yeah, he was 20 yards off. He had 130 rating. And yeah, this is another great look for Jalen Hurts, and a dominant performance by AJ Brown in which he had 2 touchdowns. That first touchdown was so weird to watch because I was like, how the hell was he that wide open? But he just bull rushed the defender and he caught a wide open touchdown in which it ended up being a penalty on the cornerback. And he got his second, and I'm just so happy that he was able to get that because boy, that new public enemy number 1 for the Eagles is that fucking cornerback. He's the dirtiest motherfucker I've ever seen. Like, he fucking was trying to twist AJ Brown's ankles every time AJ Brown caught a pass. And there was this one vivid, like, absurd, obvious time where he tackled AJ Brown and then he tackled him and then twisted his ankle and like turned his ankle, and he wouldn't let go of AJ Brown's ankle. And that rubbed me such a wrong way because it's like, I don't care who you are, you don't fucking play to hurt or you don't play to injure other players. Like, that's it. Don't do that. Like, look, you don't do that in this league. I don't care how far you're down or how far you have to come back, how badly of a piece of burnt toast you are. You can't fucking hurt the other player that you're fucking playing. And that's like the number 1 cardinal rule in the fucking NFL. You don't fucking play to injure other people because it's not their fault that they're burning you. They're just doing their job. It's your own fault for letting them burn you. But like, that second touchdown too by I.G. Brown was a ridiculous catch. It was just like he made that cornerback look silly. The cornerback did not know where to look, and all I.J. Brown had to do was like quickly turn, and it was just a beautiful catch. But that's all I have to say about the Eagles. But it was a beautiful performance by I think they're a decent team in this league.
Shout outs Greg Olson. I don't care what he does. That dude is one of my favorite commentators because he's got the player experience. He has like pretty good like mind for football and like ability to now analyze things like on the fly. And I think he's witty, even if he, what'd you say, beats it into the ground. In the famous words of Haley Williams, he beat it like a dead horse. He beat it like a drum.
But our next game, Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Giants. All I gotta say is fuck them blue men. Cause Giants they suck. Eagles are gonna win this game convincingly. It's going to be another dominating performance by the Eagles. And ain't no way that the Giants are going to be able to beat them. And I think AJ Brown is gonna go off. Jalen Hurts is going to continue his MVP performance. He can't be stopped, not especially against the Giants. Giants ain't gonna stop him, and Giants are gonna be 7-5-1 and be like, how the hell did we win 7 games when we look like this? And yeah, that's all I gotta say.
You told him.
I told him. Why do you have the Eagles?
They're 11-1.
Yes.
I think that's all I gotta say right there. I mean, it's hard to overlook. When you're playing as well as the Eagles are, and you got that record behind you to show for it, it's hard to predict against them. I'm gonna have to see something very convincing from the Giants to make me want to not predict the Eagles in the future.
Mm.
But until then.
Till then.